vision for education. This is a little different before I read it. I'm going to scoot myself in, and I'm going to take another sip of my coffee, where I just realized my coaster's stuck to the bottom of my coffee cup. Cheers. In my vision for education, I see a transformative system that not only equips individuals with knowledge and skills, but also contributes to the broader concept of economic justice. This is probably one of my most fleshed out yet forward-thinking positions that there are. So bear with me. Again, this is on dliamdorris.com. My website is dliamdorris.com. Education to me is more than just an academic pursuit. It's an investment to the very foundation of our nation, the people. As we delve into critical issues from healthcare to education, all are viewed through the lens of economic justice. Let's explore the transformative power of an education system aligned with our collective vision for a fair and equitable society. Efficiency is the cornerstone. Central to my vision is the idea of efficient education system that recognizes the diverse paths of the individuals may take. Beginning with general education in the early years, we can identify and nurture each student's strengths and inclinations. Vocational and academic equality. From the ninth grade forward, a default path is identified, emphasizing vocational and academic paths equally. Specialized education in later years ensures that students are not only prepared for the workforce, but are also armed with the skills needed to thrive in their chosen fields. What am I trying to say there? Okay, so there are just some of us who are meant to be lawyers, doctors, other people are meant to be engineers and scientists, We just have everybody out there, they have a specific mindset that pushes them towards a specific goal. They're just really good at it. For example, I'm mathematically inclined, I'm scientifically inclined, and that's the path I should be under, no doubt about it. It's just what I'm good at. Politics, maybe, but engineering, STEM, that kind of stuff, that's what I'm geared for. You know what I'm not geared for? Music. I try to play a ukulele from time to time, and I'm horrendous at it. I should never be a musician, but there are people out there who are naturally inclined to be a musician. And that path for each of us can be identified by the time before you're in the ninth grade. And you should be immediately put on that path going forward. You don't need to be learning about, I'm a STEM guy. Last thing I need to know is music or art or, I could take some elective classes in that, but I don't need it. It's not a path that I'm going to be on. I don't need to hammer that out anymore. I need to be given the skills to operate outside in society. I need to be put on that track immediately so I can get into the workforce as fast as possible and being productive to society and productive to myself. But let's move on. Completion by 22. By streamlining the educational journey, the goal is for every citizen to complete their education and or training by the age of 22, fostering a workforce that is not only skilled, but is also timely. I think that's a noble goal. By the time you're 21, 22, you should be out in the workforce doing what you got to do, doing what you're good at. Maximizing the efficiency of every citizen. I'm not saying that you have to go down these roads. You can elect to go not be on the path that, you're naturally inclined. For example, let's just say I want to get out of STEM and go into, politics. I should have that option. You should have that option. Everybody should have that option. But, in the case that, you don't know what you're doing, which is the case for many young individuals, they don't know what they're going to be doing with life. What are they thinking about? They're thinking about boys and girls or, the birds and the bees, whatever. Last thing they're thinking about is, am I going to be a doctor or a lawyer in 15 years? I don't know. No, that's not the way kids generally think. Sometimes they think about it in very short terms. Keep in mind, whenever you're young, we think... And whenever you're young, you think of time as going so slowly. 2 weeks is forever whenever you're a kid, right? You're not thinking 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. You're a kid. You're not kids who do that. They're gifted in their own right, but generally speaking, they're not thinking about that. and I'm okay with saying that. But let's move on. Vocational education is a crucial role. This is super important, okay? Recognizing the demand for vocational skills, I emphasize the pivotal role of vocational education in balancing our workforce. By increasing the supply in the trades, we can address the needs of our nations while providing individuals with fulfilling and economically viable career options. Let's be real. We want people in the vocational fields. We need them in the vocational fields. Like, people are book smart. They aren't always good with their hands. And we need people, and we need as many people equally good, and it be an honor to them to say, hey, look, we need these, we'll just say STEM, engineers, technicians, whatnot, whether you're working in the medical fields or you're part of the U.S. military, whatever the case may be. You just need some people just need to be working with their hands. That's where they're talented at. While other people who are, say, academics, they're talented with thinking through things. And we need to have those people in there. People who, who are wasting their time, energy, and effort by being a mediocre student in a field that they shouldn't be in because that's what society has pressed. That shouldn't be the case. We should be tailoring ourselves to our own individual skills, and what we're naturally inclined to do. Take the way we think and build upon that, not try to force us off the path of where we're naturally inclined. Vocational fields are super honorable and is super needed, and some of the best paying jobs in the nation because we don't necessarily address those from time to time. And we should absolutely be, focusing on balancing out academic and vocational educations. There's nothing wrong with either one of them. Both of them are honorable. Not everybody belongs in one or the other. And there you go. A policy reform for tomorrow. While specific policies are not yet outlined, I acknowledge the imperative for continuous reform. A more efficient and expeditious system is the mountain we must climb, and I'm committed to facing that challenge head on. Hey, we need to get this done. Education is so critically important. It's not just for, how much money we put in our pocket, but how much we contribute to our own society and how we measure up against others, fellow societies worldwide. We're getting beat because we don't have the right people in the right places. We want to have a strong country, and we need to educate ourselves to be a strong country. Education is an investment. Economic justice begins with education. 100%. We shouldn't have to pay individuals for what they can. We shouldn't have to pay the individuals for what they can do. We should compensate them for their labor, be it in academia or the trades. Education is a tool that we're giving our citizens, and that investment should be freely given throughout this nation. What does that mean? All of we're giving each individual tools. All right, we're saying we want you to go out and be a productive member of society. And people who, before they're educated, they're like, how am I going to do that? How am I going to be a productive member of society? I don't know anything. Well, here's your tools. And this is the tool bag that fits your natural inclination. Are you a woodworker? Well, here's the tools that you need to be able to go and do that. Are you good with your hands? Are you good with your mind? Here's your toolkit. Now we're enabling you to be a productive part of society. And those tools, they shouldn't necessarily be, something people have to go pay for because they don't even know if they need it yet, And even if they do, they don't know if they understand it. They don't, before you're educated, how do you know what you want to be educated in? No, you have people out there who should be identifying the inclinations of folks and saying, hey, this is the toolkit that you're going to need. Here, let me put you through some education. Let's see how you get a handle on this. We'll figure out where you're going to go, how you're going to be. You're going to make sure that you're making plenty of money. We'll make sure that you're armed to go out and do the jobs that you need to do. Will it take a little bit of effort? Sure, but you know what? We're not going to charge you for the tools that it requires you to do your work. Here you go. It is what it is, and not identifying people for their strengths. It's just unbelievable. As we journey towards economic justice, education stands as a cornerstone, a tool that, when wielded wisely, can dismantle barriers and build bridges towards a more equitable society. Together, let's form a future where education empowers individuals and ensures economic justice for all. 100%. There it is.